Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Brad Chmielewski, and this is episode 128 of Shatter the Vain. Man, Evil 8 wrapped up today or yesterday when you're listening to this, or who knows, it wrapped up this past weekend. The autumn split 2, and now Evil 8 is done. GankStars has two teams going to Worlds. They finished first in both the NA and EU side, so very cool. Congratulations to them. Definitely feels awesome being part of GankStars and seeing that happen, and just really cool, really great games by everyone over the seasons. And like I always have a blast watching Evil 8 and seeing what the pros are playing and what they're doing. It definitely influences what everyone else is doing and the general outcome, I think, of the game overall. But then I have Sapphire from GankStars coming on to talk about what she does and just more about Worlds and just the hype all around that. And then we talk about 1.24 that will be dropping this week, Wednesday. And to celebrate that, I'm going to give away 900 ice to two people so they can pick up the new hero Flicker. So there should be a link. If you're listening to this, there should be a link on the website. If you're watching the video version, there should be a link also on the website, but in the description on YouTube as well. Sign up there. I believe all you have to do is make sure you're a sub to the YouTube channel. And yeah, I'll pick, by the end of the week, pick two people to give 900 ice away so you can pick up Flicker, the new hero, headed to the fold in 1.24. And then with 1.24, we're getting these really cool replay tools. I cannot wait to play around with those, make some really fun videos, some fun montages. Got some other stuff thinking about, maybe planning as well. So that'll do it. Let's jump into this episode because it's really exciting to talk about everything that's happening this week. There's been a lot of news and just getting hyped for Worlds and 1.24. Let's do it.
Shatter the Vain, a podcast about Vainglory.
This is the 128th episode of Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about Vainglory. Every week, I try to break down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully come better players together. And every week, bringing on new people from the community, people that support the game, love to talk about the game. And this week, I have SaffireSkye joining me. Welcome.
Hi everybody.
Good to have you on. We've both GankStars members, so
Yes.
we've chatted quite a bit. But people who maybe don't know you or haven't seen you around, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. First off, thank you for having me. And I am SaffireSkye, originally from Texas, northern Mexico, and now I live in California. And I am the social media overlord for GankStars.
Overlord, okay. I didn't know it went
Yes.
that deep.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty powerful, actually.
That's cool. Before I do want to get into that role, I kind of want to step back. Like, were you playing Vainglory? Were you like in the scene and deep into it before this role?
Before joining GankStars, not as much as I am now. I would play with other GankStars, let's say Gank Fun Night, and I would talk to Mexi, Iraqi, Fuji on chats, stuff like that. But my previous job, it was like a 9 to 5 job, so I could only play in the afternoon, so I wasn't as active.
Okay.
But when I left, I got way more into the scene, and that's pretty much how I got this.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Have you been playing since the beginning of the NA launch, or did you...
January 2015.
Oh, okay. So that's
quite
a bit now.
Yeah, I'm not anywhere near Vainglory, so sadly. But yeah, I've been playing for quite some time.
You stay busy with other stuff than playing, so that's
Yes.
that's good.
Well, unfortunately, but yes.
Right. So did you play other MOBAs? Like, how'd you find Vainglory then? Like, it's such a weird thing. I'd like to know how people like fall into this game because MOBAs are so strange to just get addicted to.
Especially on mobile.
Yeah.
It's you find them more on PC and definitely not on mobile. I think Vainglory is the first one so far. There are others, but this is like the first one that has really like stuck.
Right.
The way that I came about Vainglory was that my boyfriend and I at that time we were living in separate cities. So we would chat every night. We would be video calling every night, and there was a game that we would play on MSN, and that was being discontinued, so we needed a new game.
Okay.
And he saw the keynote speech, and he's like, "Oh, we have to try this game. We have to try it." And I had a Windows phone at the time, so it took him like 3 months to convince me to switch from my Windows phone to the iPhone,
just to play the game. Wow.
Yes, just to play Vainglory. And then ever since then, I got my phone in January, and we've been pretty much playing every day.
That's pretty
since
cool.
then. So, woof.
That's a pretty fun thing to do, especially if for someone who has someone who's away or you can't be in the same place. Like, just have this game and let's hang out. We both like
exactly.
Yeah.
Even though we know that he was the carry and he was the support all the time, so he was always there trying to save me, and he really wanted me to enjoy the game. So he's like, "She can't die. So how do I make her not die?" And be the support, and yeah.
That's a good way to think. I should get my wife to play that way. Like I'll save you so you look awesome.
And it worked. Hey, I'm still here. So.
I like that. So then how'd the GankStars role come to be? Like you said, you were talking to Mexi and playing on the fun nights, and what is that role now, I guess?
This role, social media overlord, I think consists a little bit more than just posting to Facebook and Twitter. It is bringing content to the public, and that is what I am here to do. Just bring the players to the people, to their fans.
Okay.
And also, the way that I got into it was just I had left my job and I was unemployed by choice.
Okay.
And I needed something to do, keep myself busy. We had just moved from Texas to California. And, thankfully I had saved up enough money where I didn't have to be working, but I wanted something to do. And I approached Mexi and I asked him, "Hey, is there anything going on that I can help?" And he said, "Just submit an application just like everybody else." And yeah. And I guess he liked what he saw and then had an interview with Pont, and, here I am.
Nice, yeah.
I stepped up to the plate.
Right, because before it was like Mexi and Pont by Ukrainian, like just doing it themselves, and it was kind of unfocused at times. and
I think there would be like a tweet one every other day, and then unless something was happening, it'd be a little bit more active. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard when they both had pretty good followings and a good voice. It's always hard to balance that, like, well, what's GankStars and what's me as a leader have to say about it. So you're kind of removed from that a little bit because you're not as active on your Twitter now because you're so busy with the GankStars.
Exactly. And I have to make sure that I'm not on my Twitter account when I say something, or like if I post something that's dealing with GankStars or vice versa. I can't be on GankStars and be like, I like this product or something because of something. You just have to be really careful.
Right.
And it expands to Instagram and Facebook, and it just I do find myself being a lot less social on my social media though than GankStars. I guess it just comes with it.
Yeah, I think you end up getting your fill, and you're like, I felt like I saw it all. I don't have anything to add.
This video's been on repeat already like so many times, and it's just I know it's viral. Okay.
Was your previous job? Were you doing community manager work there, or was that totally different? Like this was a new adventure.
It is a new adventure. I was in finance and investments,
okay.
So going from that to esports, it's a big change. But I did pretty much the same role. I was client facing at my previous job, so I would speak to clients from all over the world, and you really had to know. You're dealing with investments, so you have to be careful with what you say and how you say it, just like now.
Right.
So there is. I'm not doing any other additional community work or community manager work other than GankStars right now, but I would like to say that I would have experience because I was also in student government back in college, and I was an orientation leader. Okay. So I've always been social in that aspect, you could say.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I totally, and like being able to talk to clients is like very similar to just being able to like communicate.
Exactly.
And not get upset at what people say.
Yes. And then I think the hardest part right now is like if you're sending a text to someone, the tone it doesn't come across the text. So you don't know if that person is mad, upset, happy, whatever. So you have an additional layer to decipher. But I do kind of think that, being able to speak to, vast majority of all types of people has helped me for this.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like now that you're doing this role, the GankStars like brand, like do people see it any differently? Have you seen a change? Like, are people more interactive on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot because of you're there doing it?
I don't believe that we have increased our Twitter following. I don't believe it was because of me. I believe it was because of the pro players and the way that they play and the game itself.
Okay.
And that we have joined COPS as well. So I don't believe that it was specifically me that has helped that. But I do feel that people feel more... I guess that they're just not some random number or some random person on Twitter or Facebook. Like they are getting some sort of attention, some sort of message.
That's nice. So. And yeah, you mentioned the COPS thing, the critical ops. Like, how's that been going into it? Like, you've probably had to learn this game now, right? Like, you have to know what's happening, right?
Exactly. Yes. I just had a meeting earlier today, and you have to know what game you're playing. I am not going to say that I play 24/7. I don't know this game in and out. I barely know the maps, but I am relying right now on our team to I guess convey that information to me. So I'm playing with them every now and then. But I've been really busy right now with VG Worlds and getting some things organized for that event.
Right.
But I do want to play every game that we eventually get involved into because yes, you do need to know what you're talking about eventually.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like is it hard to like balance that out? Because you do say you're like the Worlds and the Vainglory scene moves like at a rapid speed. So like oh wait, I forgot about COPS today, or like even we saw Hammers Esports go into Clash Royale pretty hard, and that balance.
Having to manage Vainglory right now, I guess COPS is so new that there's it's lacking content, so I can only do so much for COPS and Vainglory as well. You have to find that balance to make sure that, if you're doing one thing for Vainglory, you have to do the next for COPS. But, it is kind of hard. It is difficult to keep, I guess, playing these games, especially since there's just, I guess, more things for me to do as time progresses. And now that we have 2 teams of Worlds, we're going to be really, really busy, but I don't want to neglect my COPS people. So thankfully, they have my backing 100%. So that's good.
Yeah, you mentioned something about like bringing the news to the community, right? Like that's kind of what you try to do. And then this GankStars Daily Flex was this kind of your idea, or
This was all Pwn.
Okay.
He just decided one day, like, hey, I want to come home and I want to be able to like pretty much like almost read the newspaper, but not to an extent where you're reading like pages upon pages of articles. Okay. It's just like quick snips of what happened throughout the day. And, some days there will be news and others there won't. And we link everything. So if there is a source for it, it will get published, and we're not going to publish anything in relation to like partnerships or sponsorships unless they're huge. Like McDonald's comes in to Vainglory, that would be something that we could obviously like report on, I guess. But it's not so much like journalism or reporting where we have GankStars Daily Flex newspaper. It's just a quick website where you can go and, at a glance, see what has happened in both Vainglory and Critical Ops.
Mm-hmm. What the Vainglory Reddit should be, but like not to discount the Reddit at all, but the Reddit it should have more of this news stuff and easy to find. So I think it is nice to have this all in one place at the Daily Flex. Yeah.
Especially, I think E8 matches, those are very, very difficult to find. And I think now they have added a new feature. Vainglory Esports has added a new feature to their website where it's easy to tell who has scored and when is the next game, etc. But that was just something that was recently added.
Right. I think because there was people saying on Twitter, you don't know who won if you
like,
didn't
where do you
watch.
know?
Yeah. Because I know like there are many days where I can't watch or I'm out for half of it because the games go on from to start when you
From
wake
morning
up
to
till
afternoon. Yes.
and like, I'd like to
It's
know, did G2 win that game? When was it? What
What
happened?
was
Yeah.
it? 2-1? Was it a solid, victory or yeah?
Uh-huh. Where like I know League of Legends, they do a really good job on their Reddit where you get the bans and the times and like all this stuff. So if you really care, you can just like go look at that stuff. Like I'd
Put in
love.
a quick search and you're done.
But yeah, so this is over at GankStars.gg/daily dash
Daily
flags.
flex.
Yeah.
Yes, daily dash flex. Sorry.
Is it hard to come up with something every day? Have you missed any days
Um,
yet?
there had been one day, I think it was last Friday, there hasn't been any news. I believe probably one more day after that. It's not really hard. We report anything on like skins, any new features that haven't been like I guess talked about. Before. Also, like the dev stream that came back, we reported that it came back. The COps, they had a community stream, so we also put that one on there. It hasn't been too difficult. It's maybe about 4 or 5 news or pieces of news that happen, pretty much every day.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
No, I like it. I like it too because I can go check. Like I usually have Twitter open most of the day at work, but I can go there and be like, oh, what did I miss? Oh, okay, and I can grab links for my show here. Like,
You're welcome.
Let me grab that link real quick and put it in here. So I like that. Speaking of the news and everything, there has been a lot of stuff this past week. We should jump into that and talk about the next update that's coming.
Vainglory News.
I think what most people will be excited about is the streaming, the playback, the recording, the replay, all of that coming. I think that would be huge, mega huge for content creators.
Right.
And on that note, we are looking for what's it called? Graphic designers, video editors. We have major opportunities coming in for 2017 for GankStars. So if you are interested, please send me a DM on Twitter or an email, media@gankstars.gg. But that's going to be amazing. I think that's just going to blow everything out of the water. And I think it's going to hopefully take Vainglory further than what it is now.
Yeah, this replay tool is really cool. I haven't even got to play with it on the PBE, but the stuff I've been seeing, and I think like you can stream from it and you can record. I have a feeling we won't see as many people streaming from it. I think people will try it. And then I've seen people like say their internet is barely quick enough to play Vainglory, so then to stream it and play it, like that creates
Major
this
lag.
whole other thing. But I think we're gonna see a lot more clips, not only on YouTube, just people tweeting out clips like, "Look at this sweet triple kill I
Did you check
did."
out this play? Yeah. Or did you notice like these guys went into the bush and Koshka came out and bam, bounced and killed all of them out in World 2.
And
So yeah, definitely more plays for sure.
I can't wait to see it, to use it, be like, that didn't hit me. That's bullshit. Like that shouldn't have got me. And then I can go back and check and either
How?
yeah.
Wait,
Like,
how did this happen? It's still gonna, you'll always get that one person then like, yeah, it's still, I called BS on this. No. But, show them the replay 20 times and they still won't get it. But hey, at least it's there now, and it's going to be a really good tool for our analysts and for our pro players to use as well. So
Yeah, I think like you were saying, the content creators, I think the montages that people are going to be able to make from it, and just the talking about the movements and things like that, you're going to see a lot more of that, because I know stuff on YouTube was starting to feel the same.
Yeah.
There's gameplays, there's montages, and then there's just general like I guess themes or talks about like this hero, you should do this and stuff. So.
I hope there's more than just that comes out of it, though. Like, I have a few ideas that hopefully we will be able to make happen next year. But I hope it isn't just plays and, do this when this, and this is how you would use an Atlas Pauldron. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that is helpful and that will, make you a better player. But this has opened, doors, and there's so many potential possibilities with it. So I hope we do take advantage of that.
Yeah, I'm interested to know, because I haven't played with it on the PB, like how long it takes. So you can save your replay, but it's going to save a video format probably at that angle, so you have to capture your clips in these movements. I don't know. I need to play with it more. I think
Yeah, I'm not on the PD, so you have more knowledge about that than I do.
Because like when you play, you often play like multiple games, and like you're in a party, and then you're gonna be like, well, hold on, let me like save this clip, and people are gonna be like, hurry up, man, like just don't worry about it, like get it later. So
I'm sure SCMC will have a solution for that eventually, but I do foresee that a couple of complaints coming out of that. Especially if you're waiting in a party.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you're like up there in the Vainglorious queue, you're already waiting those like max, like what is it? Is it 5 to 8 minutes usually?
I was gonna say like 9 or 10.
Yeah,
no,
so
that's an exaggeration, but it's pretty bad. You can see half of your match, just in queue time.
And you got someone else who's like, all right, well, I'm saving my clips, so we can't start for another 5 minutes.
Did you see that? No, dude, Colin, I already saw it 5 times. Let's go.
Right. So can't wait to see this. I'm looking forward to seeing more people streaming and direct streaming from it. Be interesting. I know Mob Crush is pretty excited for this, and I think we'll see a lot more people there versus the Twitch streamers. Because I don't know how the API, like where it can go yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Flicker is coming in 1.24.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he looks pretty awesome.
He's a very sneaky little guy, though. I mean, I wonder. I would probably go Crystal and Max's A and his B, depending on the situation.
All right.
But he does look like he's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a roam hero or a support. So,
okay. I thought so, just to make people like disappear and stuff. I'm like, that has to be a support. But
right. So let's quickly go through his abilities and kind of like talk through them. So his heroic perk will be called Willow Whisper. Flicker gains stealth and movement speed bonus when in a bush for a short duration. So it's kind of like Cruel. He gets that speed boost when he's in a bush.
Yeah.
So. And Flicker, I think, really nice. Flicker can leave the bush and remain stealth for a time. I know there's a lot of times where I'm like standing in the bush. I'm like, I think I walked out. So you can kind of.
That happens way too many times with me as well. It's like I'm right at the edge and like, can they see me? And like, wait, they can see me. Oh darn it! Darn it!
They're just laughing like, yeah, I saw you there.
What was that? Ping, ping, ping.
So this will be neat. I think it's going to be super annoying to play against, but taking damage or using ability removes that stealth, so that'll be helpful.
I wonder if we'll see more contraption out now, like more mines and flares, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. His B is called Binding Light. Flicker commands his fairies to swarm a target location, dealing damage to enemies standing within it. When the effect expires, fairies root any enemy still in that area. So a root, it's kind of like a Rhyme's root.
Lance.
Oh, Lance, yeah. Rhyme, Lance, yeah. So we're pretty familiar with that now. So it looks pretty cool when it like all floating around. There's a lot of particle effects on Flicker.
I saw the little fairies and like, what? Let me see it get a better.
Yeah.
Like, well, now you can.
You can zoom around.
Yeah.
His B is called Fairy Dust. Flicker swirls fairy dust around him, slowly dealing damage to anyone inside the dusted area. After a short duration, the dust ignites, dealing a burst of damage. So this seems like he needs to get in there. Like, you're going to have to build kind of tanky if you want to jump into the fight and use your fairy dust.
Yeah, hence the support, I guess, right? Because you're obviously, well, not obviously, but you want to go more tanky when you're a support.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then his ultimate is called Mooncloak. Flicker and his allies temporarily gain stealth and move speed. The stealth will break when a hero uses ability, attacks, or takes damage. So entire team disappear. Lyra, portal, backdoor, done.
That's if you're lucky enough to have a Lyra in there, because I can imagine if the other team has like an Arden or something and he lays down that gauntlet, I wonder how many people will be able to make it out of that, or remain hidden and have him like try to just aimlessly shoot everywhere.
I am worried for the all stealth teams with Kestrel, Flicker, and Taka.
Taka. Oh my god.
That's gonna be the worst.
Contraption is gonna be like on 2 people, laying down those mines just in case.
I already
Those are gonna be
buy.
fun.
I already buy a lot of scout traps and flares and things.
Do
like
you?
vision is such an important thing, and I think people underestimate it.
Yeah, they do. But that's gonna be. I wonder if that'll be. I wonder how what's it called, squishy he will be.
Right.
If he's gonna be. I mean, if you're gonna have to build like all shield and all armor, right away. See if he's actually gonna be able to survive those fights or not.
Right, because he doesn't like offer a ton as a support. He doesn't have a stun. Well, he's got his root, but he doesn't have like the heal. It doesn't look like he's going to be very tanky, like a frontline.
Just burst damage, and it's again, he has to be pretty close to the enemy to be able to do it.
Right, yeah. So be neat to have. Always fun to have a new hero, but if he like jumps into the meta, I don't know. Gwen didn't like take to the meta very well, so.
I wonder if they purposely made her a little, less, I guess, playable, because everybody was always complaining that with every new hero they were extremely powerful and they're OP, you can't bring them down. And I think starting with Gwen, maybe they're like, okay, let's scale back the new hero just a little bit. But we'll see.
But that's no fun. You want everyone to like be like, I need to get them. Yeah, I have to pick them up.
He's worth however many ice I'm going to be spending on it.
Right, yeah, he's 900 ice usually for that first week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming in 1.24, which should be Wednesday. Should be the update. They've moved them way early in the morning, so by the time I get off work, that update is done.
You should have no excuse to not play it, right?
Right. Yeah. So those both features are coming, a new hero, and then we got a lot of skins coming in this update. We have this new Ringo skin, which is a special edition skin for Ringo.
I think the koi looks really pretty on his chest with the green and everything. I think that one's really, really colorful.
Yeah, and I think I like Tier 3 Ringo, but this one looks pretty nice. I love how his flask looks on this one, too.
His little smirk and everything. Yeah, I think he looks pretty good.
Yeah. So that'll be a special edition one for the season. So get ready for that. And then we have this Sorrow Blade Tier 2 Glaive coming, which I've seen a lot of people like kind of hating on this skin a little bit.
I haven't seen that, actually. I like him. I like how he's all black and he has like little patches on him, and he reminds me almost like a jaguar or something. He reminds me really, I don't know, just vicious.
Yeah, I think the thought is he doesn't look like a Tier 2 skin. He looks like a good Tier 1 skin, but not like Tier 2. Yeah. But still looks cool, and they're just continuing to go away from the release of Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, which I think will continue, and at some point we may not see these tier skins at all. There's just kind of
just go straight into it here, bam.
I think they just need to wrap up Petal Tier 3, and then we're done with any like sets.
If also ever gets a set, we'll see.
Yeah,
maybe not anymore. Yeah.
So yeah, someday Petal Tier 3 will come out, maybe.
One day. Cross your fingers.
Yeah. And then a couple other skins getting released. I know the Kashka skin is getting released, and the previous Red Lantern Kashka is getting updated with like the actual fireworks she was supposed to have previously. So that'd be nice.
I'm excited for that too. And then Rona's
Killer Bunny.
Yeah, Killer Bunny Rona.
Yeah.
It's an interesting color choice, but I actually like it.
Yeah, I have all the limited edition skins, so it's pretty cool that I get those for free just because I've already gotten those other ones. So I dig that. I have Red Lantern Koshka, and I am looking forward to those fireworks. I think the one that I have that I'm like super mega excited about that I don't know anything about yet is Fortress, because I don't know, his little prancing and just the way that he's been my favorite skin so far.
after all of these releases, even like the summer party ones. But he has been my favorite one, and I think he's just so adorable in the way that he starts rumbling in the bush and everything, and I don't know.
Yeah, we should see Fortress and Catherine in 1.25 because that would be the start of the winter season.
Yes.
So
yes. So it's coming soon.
Yeah. So month away for those two to get updated.
But Red Lantern, I am looking forward to her. Like she's gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah. So we touched on the Worlds games a little bit and like GankStars teams, but Worlds is coming up because Evil 8 autumn season split 2 wrapped up today as we're recording this.
Yes.
And both GankStar teams came out on top, and both are going to Worlds as the third North American seed and third EU seed.
Yes. It's pretty amazing right now. Damn, it feels great to be a gangster right now, I bet, right?
Right.
We are ecstatic. We are very happy. We are blessed. Our players did an amazing, amazing job. There were a few moments where, I ran out of nails to chew. But thankfully, yes, we are going to Worlds, and we are very excited for that. And we are just so happy to finally be able to say, we're going to be the only team that has ever, had 2 teams from 2 different regions go to a Worlds, because, everybody knows starting in January 2017, that's it.
Right, yeah.
Only 1 team per region. So yay, we have 2.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting. I know GankStars Cerberus had that spot kind of on lock going into, I think, today, right? Like it was really just for
afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, it was really just for bragging rights to get that first place win.
For pride.
Right.
For the money.
But GankStars Sirius had a little bit of a harder time because they had to take down, or Cloud9 was right at the heels there.
Yes. If Cloud9, I think, would have won their game, I believe we would have been knocked down, and we would have had to have also won against Cloud9 and in the finals as well to be able to secure that third spot for NA for Worlds.
I know the finals against GankStars Sirius and Fates, that's awesome that they came from the Challenger division and made it all the way to basically the finals that week.
The final of the finals.
Right. But seeing GankStars Sirius play against them is damn, these guys are on a different level than it's whenever I get matched with someone else, it's oh yeah, these guys are way better than me.
I guess it prepares them for what's to come, and then there are really hard teams in the Evil 8. It's not just a group of friends getting together and playing and happen to do really, really well in this series. So, but we they were hard games, but yeah.
Any standouts? I heard about this Ozo double heel team comp that was busted out by Cerberus, I believe.
Yes. Wait, I think it was I actually don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember who it was, but it was us that brought it out, and it was a peculiar pick because we hadn't seen Ozo in, I think, for quite some time or ever really in any of the Evil 8 games.
I'm sure Humanist was joyful, jumping.
He was serious. Yeah. He was yeah, you see, I told you he can do it.
Do you watch all, do you watch them all during the day, or because you're usually having to do updates, so...
Yeah, I do miss a couple of the games. I do have things to take care of, to take care of here at home. But I do try to watch all of the games. So I've been watching from 9 in the morning, and since I have to make the updates for Daily Flex and everything, if I turn away for a second, I just hear, my boyfriend oh my God, it's so close, and I run back and it's over. It's aha, seriously. But yeah, I try to watch them as much as I can, yes.
Mm-hmm. Any standouts from either today or this weekend or overall, with Evil 8? Do you like the format? I know we got changed last season. We added this Evil 8 format, and I think it's been working out pretty well. You're seeing a lot of new players, and you do have that Challenger series to come in, so it's kind of nice.
Coming in, yeah. I am just actually ecstatic that GankStars was able to get what's it called, to where we are and that we have qualified for it. But in regards to standout games, I know that Leon came out today, and I think within like the first 2 minutes, he killed, I think it was him and Celeste, I forgot, that had 2 kills within 2 minutes. So that I think was the first game of Cerberus today. So that one to me was like, oh my God, wow, like they actually brought him in and he's doing an amazing job. And yeah, so I think that was a standout game for me.
Okay, and then they announced the groups towards the end of the stream, and we'll quickly go over these groups. Or it is shared on Twitter, but Group A is Team Secret, a Japanese team that I totally can't read.
I think it's Vivian.
Yeah, Vivian, and then Phoenix Armada, Group A. So that should be interesting. I haven't seen much of Phoenix Armada or Vivian, so. And Team Secret's been, they've been this rock, but they've been like just, I don't know if they're getting like bored with it or.
This autumn season, they're not themselves. So I'm sure like since they've qualified for Worlds or something, it's like why bring our why show our, I guess, what we can do in these Evil Eight. So maybe they've been hiding.
Right.
And I think the same with Team Solo Mid, and I think they're in Group B. But I think both of them, like since they've already made it, they don't want to necessarily, show what they can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, we're there, so.
Yeah, Group B is Solo Mid, GankStars Cerberus, and Hack. And yeah, Flash and Team Solo Mid, they are very good at like keeping the secrets close to them.
Yes. Yes, even when they're playing just casual games or ranked games on their personal time, it's pretty hard to not show what because you practice it for so long. But they are a good team, and like, they don't go their usual comps when they play, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. So I think that will probably be the hardest group here, but.
I think so too, because Hack isn't just someone to also just brush off. It's two very strong teams that Cerberus is going to have to face.
Mm-hmm. And then Group C is Snow Avalanche, GankStars Sirius, and Infamous. And that seems like pretty easy matchup for GankStars Sirius. Like everyone in this, they are the best of the best, so it's hard to say. But like Snow Avalanche, they pull it out. But they play this slow game that Sirius does not play.
They're willing to wait it out, and they they have the patience to to extend those games to the point where we probably get a little bit frustrated with it, and we just start okay, that's it, let's do it, now's the time.
Right. And then Group D is Hammers Velocity, Red, and Hunters. And I'm interested to see Hunters play again. I know Queen, they've played in the VIPL, and they've always been a solid team, and haven't seen them in a while, unless you're watching in the other regions.
In China, they've haven't heard much on them either on our social media, NA or EU.
Yeah.
But I know, back in beginning of the year they were pretty big, but now all of a sudden it's just we'll start hearing more from them and the rest of the other E8 teams as well. Yeah. Especially as we get closer to Worlds. So hype.
Yeah. You're gonna be at Worlds?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be there. Probably not be able to watch all of the matches. I do want to get a lot of content out there, so you'll see me with the devs interviewing the attendees, probably outside, taking pictures, recording, and so that's pretty much what I'll be there. I'll be doing. But yeah,
nice. So
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, Worlds.
And then getting to meet everybody too. That's big. Are you going to be able to go? Or?
No, I probably won't be there. So.
Hello, GankStars.
Right. Yeah, I know. But yeah, Worlds is December 2nd through the 4th, so just under a month away now. So be excited.
You have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
A lot of preparation for it.
And Worlds will be played on 1.24, which that means 1.25 should drop probably the week after Worlds, but yeah, just planning ahead. Yeah, so that'd be nice because we'll probably all be pretty comfortable like watching the meta and have been playing it, so it'll be the first time too we see like the pros play the heroes. Like we'll
Yeah.
have watched streams and kind of figured out who's strong, but then who they bust out, well, it's always influences what everyone else's plays.
And with the new tools, I mean, there's so many possibilities also for, game analysis. So I feel that everybody's game is going to be at another level when we get to Worlds.
For sure, yeah.
Hopefully.
So get rid of that, and you can go back and watch all the VODs. Like Vainglory's pretty good about putting up the Evil 8 matches as well if you missed anything.
Yes.
And then the last bit of news, always like to mention the free hero rotation. And this week, Ozo is in there. We mentioned him getting played, and he's probably a hero a lot of people, one, haven't seen and maybe don't own. So
Yeah. And don't have a lot of faith in, so I can see a lot of people dodging those in BR because I haven't seen him really in BR as much either.
Really? Okay. People re-roll there. But in this free rotation, you have Ozo, Vox, Rona, Kashka, and Adagio, and Celeste. So not a bad lineup. I think it's almost like a tease of I think what's to come, because they've said like 1.24 is going to be the melee meta. We're going to see those heroes like Ozo and Rona kind of come back into fashion.
Yeah.
That's
exciting.
Do you play like melee heroes? Like
I play, my main is Koshka and Jewel.
Okay.
I love Koshka. Yeah. Yeah, tier 3 is my favorite.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Ozo come back because I like playing him, but I'm not good at him. But
I go weapon Ozo in BRs, and I don't want to say 100% success rate, obviously not, but I do pretty well with him. I usually go Sorrowblade and make him a little bit tanky, and I've had some successes.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people actually play him Crystal, so maybe I'm just really lucky. We'll see.
Right, but now's your chance to give him a try if you don't own him.
Yes,
that
exactly.
Rotation.
He is worth it. I think he's like a hidden hero that nobody really sees his potential.
Right, yeah.
So
no, I think I've seen him come up in draft a few times and someone ends up dodging. And it's like, okay, I don't know who that was, or if that's just I tend to let people just roll with their picks in draft. Like, whatever. Like, it's gonna... the chances of me winning or losing this game are the same.
It's the same.
That's how I feel. So if you want to play Ozo, go ahead.
Whatever you can do, just, if you're practicing, that's fine too. Just, play.
So that's all for the news, but I got a little forum static.
Forum static.
So on the forums, I came across a topic that was talking about how does party queue add to the toxicity in the game. And I think they weren't so much talking about like when you group up with a party, like you guys, your party is like toxic. I think they're more talking about like when you go and face a party. So if you're a solo queuer or you're duo queuing and you go up against a full party, you tend to just like this toxicity builds up because you kind of get mad at it. You kind of feel like the game is stacked against you. I don't know how you feel about the solo queue experience, or if you're like more of just a battle royale player at this point.
I am just a battle royale player right now. I hardly rank. I do have a couple of people that I only rank with because I trust them enough to be like non-toxic. I don't necessarily agree that longer queues means more toxicity. I do feel that the person is toxic. They're going to be toxic no matter what.
Okay.
That's what I agree with. I think an extra long queue might exasperate or have that person show a little bit more toxic behavior. But, there are the other extremes as well, where you have a person that's completely patient and just waiting and just, doing something else on their phone while they're, waiting in queue or something. So it just depends.
Right.
But, yeah.
I think this is, I guess, I don't think there is ever a solve for this problem of toxicity and just it's an online video game thing. Like people just like to, I don't know, everyone thinks everyone's so nice or wants to be nice and you're going to somehow like get rid of these people. I don't think there's no fix for that.
Because you could always have a great player with, great karma, just have a bad day and just, ping
Right.
everybody all of a sudden, So I think it does depend more on the person itself. And I do think that outside factors will help that. Let's say auto-selecting, your hero before even seeing, who your draft is going to be, or who your support is, and you have that person that always automatically selects that one hero, and then they just happen to be horrible at them, and it's just like, what you I
Why'd you pick
if
it?
you're
Yeah.
exactly, if you're auto selecting a hero, I expect you to be good at it, at him or her, who or creature or whatever. um
Yeah, I know. Like a lot of the in this post, they're talking about like a lot of thought or things on Reddit, and even Vainglory is always like party up, like play with your friends, and like that. It is a better experience when you do play with your friends and you're having fun on Discord or on Skype or however you chat with it. But that doesn't solve when you just want to play a game and maybe like you're not in the mood to talk to anyone, and then
yeah.
you go against people that someone was trolling, and then you just feel like the game is against you, right?
Yes, yeah. Or you just want to try, your hand at solo queue. Maybe I am like the best, Koshka NA or something, and you want to try it. I don't know. But yeah, we like it's always recommended to play with other people because communication, I guess, is key and vital to the game itself. So if you get stuck in a party that doesn't know the pings really well, it can be very frustrating, or you sometimes get that person that, doesn't ping at all. So I think that's why the advice is to go for, queuing up with your friends and stuff so that you do have that communication factor at least.
Right. I would love to see the separation of the parties and the solo queue. I do think you would get longer queue times, of course, but yeah, like we were saying, I don't think it gets rid of the toxic people. If
Mm.
anything, you're gonna get people who are upset more often, because I know I've had games where if you lose like three in a row and then you're like last pick every time and you're having support, that fourth game you're gonna be like, I'm gonna pick whoever I want. Like I could be the nicest person, and then I'm like, well, no, I'm gonna play lane. I'm last pick. You guys suck.
No,
You're
that's it.
losing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. No more. I'm gonna choose.
Right. So
Bam.
I think,
Bingo, I got it.
yeah, the game in general wears you down.
I can see where, if you've played, a couple of games and you're on a losing streak, you'll be extremely tilted and you just, might as well just stop at that point because tilting is real.
Right.
People don't realize it, but yes, it's real. It does exist. And yeah, you get frustrated at the end and it's just like, okay, I'm tired of all these people auto selecting. Well, I'm going to go myself. And, it kind of works sometimes that you're like, I'm going to be that Taka. And, you end up winning the game and you end up carrying it. So it's like, hey.
Right. Yeah. Uh, so you said, but you'd mainly avoid the solo queue and rank experience and just play
I
battle
do.
royale. Do you
I,
do you want to see a new game mode get added? Because you're probably playing battle royale one because you could play anything. It doesn't matter, and it's
yeah.
it's quicker, right?
It is. It cuts the time down to half sometimes. I am actually having a lot of fun with Battle Royale. When I first started playing the game, I would only play Koshka and Jewel, and I would not, deviate from those two.
Okay.
And I would be crying like, why can't I class? You don't know the hero pool. Like, broaden your hero pool. You need to know when this guy does this, so you can counter with this. But Battle Royale actually opened up my eyes to so many other heroes that I would have never played.
Okay.
So I do credit Battle Royale for that. And I just have so much fun with it, although every now and then you do get that serious player. And like, wow, okay,
Yeah, right.
start pinging. It's just, yeah, it's for fun. But yeah, I am mostly Battle Royale. And with rank, I think I'm just scared.
Scared.
I am scared. I tend to panic in situations. So if in a game fight, I'll just freeze and then I have fat fingers playing on my iPhone 6. So it's kind of
Okay.
like I miss clicking, I hit the minion instead of Arden or something and it's like no. But
Oh man. Do you want to see them add another game mode? Like, do you want to, or are
um
you kind of content with this at the moment?
at the moment I would say yes, I am content, but I do eventually it should grow into something else. There should be some other game mode. I don't know what that game mode would be. Maybe something just Rumble in the Jungle, only, jungle gameplay.
Yeah.
Something like that would be pretty interesting as well. But you have to also, I think, change the map in order to be able to change the gameplay as well. I'm kind of limited on creativity in that aspect right now.
Right, and I wonder, like, with the queues, like, even if they separated solo queue and parties, but if they add another game mode and add this other queue, that creates this other long queue time. Do they get rid of Battle Royale and, like, it's a rotating game mode? Because we see that in other games like Hearthstone or Heroes of the Storm, where Battlegrounds and Brawls kind of rotate around, but then everyone would be mad Battle Royale is gone.
I don't think anyone will ever I don't think the entire community will always be 100% happy. You can only satisfy a certain amount.
True. Okay.
So I mean, Battle Royale works, so don't get rid of Battle Royale. Please, SCMC. No, but I mean, if they have to do something to the point where they do have to change a new game mode, and Battle Royale does have to, go away temporarily for a season, hopefully. SCMC, I think, knows what they're doing. And I believe that, there's a lot of people that say that they don't listen to us. I think that they do, but there's certain plans, that have to take place first before they start bringing out new content or new features per se.
It'd be neat. Battle Royale, like a little tweak for the winter. It's like icy, and you have you slide around.
Yes. Or you're running after somebody and you slip, and if you happen to press that side or something, boom.
Oh yeah.
That'd be kind of cute.
Just a little mix up. That's what we need.
Have the gold miner throw ice shards at you instead of his hammer. I don't know.
See, there's lots of little ways to tweak it just to make those casual players just laugh and smile and be like, oh yeah, this is fun for this month that we have this.
I remember the spring, the patch in the spring. I think that has been my favorite map because I actually went just solo practicing and just looking for the frogs in the map. I don't know. Nice. It was just fun to look at. Yeah. I think I forgot which other one had fireworks. So I had Koshka, and I would go all the way to the edge of the map and be like, okay, here are the fireworks.
Yeah, just sit there and watch.
Yeah. A couple of seconds, it's like, okay, saw them. Next.
Yeah, that was the Chinese New Year map. I like that one a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that one was really, really nice as well. Mm-hmm. And was that the one that had the frogs? I don't remember. I think it was the spring.
Might have been the spring, yeah.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
Yeah.
I remember just roaming around the map, just I wonder what else they added to it or something.
Right, yeah, that's one of the best parts about any of the new maps. I didn't know that was there. I see stuff all the time. You're like, were these pumpkins in this spot the whole time?
I think it was the fall season that had the red leaves, and everybody thought it was a mine.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was on B's side.
Yeah, I think one of them had leaves that were falling, and it would just mess with me because you'd see it out the corner of your eye. And you're like, wait, was somebody there? Yeah.
Go back and check. Yeah. Okay. It's messing with you.
Sure. Well, that's going to do it for episode 128. Sapphire, thanks for joining me. This was great.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Where can people find you or get in touch or want to learn more about GankStars? What's the best way to reach you?
Our website, GankStars.gg. Any information about us is all on there. Our players, COPS, and Vainglory. If you want to send a message directly to GankStars, any of our social media is open. If you would ever want to send any designers or what's it called?
Content creators.
Video editors. Yeah, content creators. If you want to send any of your samples to us, go ahead and send it to media@gankstars.gg. And I am on Twitter as SaffireSkye, double F, and then Sky ends in an E. If you want to just sit and chat in our Discord, we're there as well. So that's how you can find us.
Nice.
I don't think I've missed anything.
No, I think that covers everything. There's
Facebook, Twitter, the main.
There's band chats, there's line chats too.
Oh yeah.
There's all that. Someone's always in one of those groups talking. Yes. Great. Yeah, I'll include links in the show notes and the description so everyone check it out and get hyped for the worlds that are coming up. Yeah. And then Shatter The Vain is on Twitter @Shatter The Vain. website, shatterthevain.com. All the episodes get posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube version as well. And yeah, that's going to do it for 128. I think Wolf Hands is coming on soon. We're going to talk more about Worlds and get hyped for that as well.
Yay.
Probably
Wolf Hands.
next week or so. So get ready for that. Thanks for listening.
Thank you guys. Have a nice one.
Let's get this over with.